Hello and welcome back to What the Fa with Gino. Once again, fa meaning you do, you make happen, from the verb fare in Italian, to do, to make happen. What the fa. Today, we see that the two officers in Atlanta were arrested. They were arrested. Now, I'm going to read the charges on them. Yesterday, I went over the fact that what they did was legal. The shooting was legal. One man. Before they were arrested, the mayor declared Officer Rolfe guilty of murder. Declared it. Okay. Also, the investigation was assigned to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. So they announced yesterday the DA, who's in the middle of a re-election right now, and also in a scandal for pilfering money, for getting money, but. So he's in some kind of trouble. He's got to save his butt. But anyhow, he makes a big announcement yesterday. Here are the charges on Garrett Wolf. This is Rolfe. This is the officer who shot the victim, the suspect. He's up for felony murder. Felony murder. Can be executed. Can be put to death. Felony murder for doing his job. What the fa? He was an escaping felon that he shot. He beat up two police officers, got a taser, fired the taser at this officer's head. The flash from the taser was, a foot away from his head, the flash, 2 feet away from his head. A flash in front of his head as the projectile goes by him, which he can hear, by the way. And he returns fire and kills this man. So he's being arrested for felony murder. He's being multiple counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which means the deadly weapon is the gun that he was issued by the police department, and he hit him twice, so he's getting 2 counts of aggravated assault. Murder and aggravated assault, 1 count for each bullet. What the fuck? Thank God he didn't shoot him 10 times. First-degree criminal damage to property. I don't know what that was. I don't know what the damage to property was. I'd have to do a little research on that. 2 counts of violating his oath of office. Violating his oath of office? Serve and protect. That's what he was doing. Somebody called. He answered the service call to find out. He protected them. He protected the community as this violent man escaped. Okay? So that's what he's charged with. He's in deep trouble. He not only lost his job, lost his pension, could go to jail, and get executed for shooting an escaping felon. And if you look back at the rules of shooting a felon, there's nothing illegal that this officer did. Now, the other officer, he's charged, this is Devin Brosnan, he's charged with ag assault. So I guess his ag assault, aggravated assault, was when he was fighting back against Rayshard. He was fighting back, so whatever he did there was his aggravated assault on the victim. He's also 2 counts of violating the oath of office. Violated his oath of office by making an arrest. He was making an arrest. I'd like to see that. Once again, by a corrupt system. The mayor and the DA in cahoots with this. The mayor announces that he's guilty of murder before the charges are brought. But here's the thing. The Bureau of Investigation, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, who was charged to investigate this, hasn't finished their investigation. They didn't even know that this announcement was being made. The DA just made it and said, we're charging with this. And the Georgia Bureau of Investigation said, we haven't finished our investigation yet. So I guess you don't need that. If the crowd says you get locked up for murder, we're going to lock them up for murder. So they're taking the crowd and filing the charges. What the fuck? What is happening here? And just so you know, a couple weeks ago, the police shot someone with a taser gun, and this very same DA said that it was considered a deadly weapon 2 weeks ago when a policeman shot somebody with a taser. That's a deadly weapon. But when this officer was shot at by Richard Brooks with the same taser that went by his head, aimed at his head, because he didn't have taser training, so he didn't aim it in the K5 area, he aimed it at his head. But this time, it's not a deadly weapon, so he had no right to shoot at him. This officer had a split second to make a decision. When he saw that flash in front of his face, he drew his gun, he fired. He aimed at the K5 area, he took him down. When Brooks shot at him, he was facing him. He was running, turned, and fired. When he drew and fired, Brooks is running, he hits him in the back. You don't get charged for shooting somebody in the back, an escaping felon. He was a felon. What the fuck? Once again, make an appointment for arrest. Now, these officers are supposed to turn themselves in by 6 tonight. What if they said, we're not getting arrested today? I'm not doing it. Then they got to go hit them with a warrant, don't they? Which presents a very difficult situation. You're going to go do a warrant because somebody doesn't want to be arrested. And that would be the case if they had let Rayshard Brooks go. If they would have let him go, they would have had to serve a warrant and go get him. Highly escalates everything. I just pray, and first of all, I don't know how they can find them guilty of this. Either officer. Also, they're reporting that the other officer is going to be a witness for the DA's office, and his lawyer saying no. All these, the lawyer saying one thing, the investigation says another thing. So this will all be hashed out in court. I don't see how either one of these guys are found guilty of anything except doing their job. And kudos to the officers who got sick today, because you know what? When I heard this, I was sick to my stomach. What the fuck? Gino, out.